We stood there talking about forever, like it couldn't bend or change. You said my name like it was certain, like love would stay the same. The sky was clear that afternoon, not a cloud in sight, but something in the way you held me didn't feel airtight. I believed every word you gave me, held them close like proof. Didn't know how fast a promise can outgrow the truth. It was a promise that turned to rain, fell soft and soaked me through. Not a storm, not a warning, just a different view. I kept standing where we said always, while you let it change. Yeah, I learned how fragile words can be when a promise turns to rain. We talked like nothing had shifted, like time was on our side. But every plan felt thinner, like it was learning how to hide. You looked past the conversation, like you'd already moved on. I felt the future blur its edges right before it was gone. If I'd known how fast belief can fade, I would have held on tight. But you don't guard the things that feel eternal in perfect light. It was a promise that turned to rain without a sound or fight. Just a steady kind of heartbreak, falling every night. I don't curse the love we meant or the hope we made. I just carry what was said that day when a promise turned to rain. Some vows don't shatter loudly, they just soften and bend. They slip out of meaning quietly before they end. I don't blame you for the weather or the way hearts change. I just miss believing in the sun before the rain. It was a promise that turned to rain, and I stood there still, learning how to let belief go against my will. If love ever asks for honesty, this is mine to say. I'll trust actions more than words when promises turn to rain. was someone in a crowded room, and my hand came back unsure. It hit me harder than I expected. What time had taken for sure. I still remember your voice at night and the way you said my name. But your arms feel harder to recall now, and that don't feel the same. It's strange what memory decides to keep, and what it lets go free. I held on to your laughter and your eyes, but lost the way you held me. I forgot how you held me, and that's what broke me down. Not the leaving or the silence, just the feeling fading out. Your arms were once my shelter, now they're hard to see. Yeah, losing you was one thing, but forgetting how you held me. I remember the weight of your head on my chest, the sound of your breath at rest, but the shape of your touch is blurring now, like a name I can't confess. I thought time would take the sharpest pain and leave the truth behind. I didn't know it would take the comfort too, one piece at a time. I don't reach for the memory, I don't fight the way it goes. I just didn't think forgetting would hurt this slow. I forgot how you held me, and I stood there still, trying to picture something that once was all I could feel. I don't miss the arguments or the nights we cried. I miss the quiet safety of your arms at night. Some love lives in the body, not the words we say. And when the body forgets, it feels like loss all over again. I don't blame the years for moving or the way we change. I just didn't know forgetting touch would hurt this way. I forgot how you held me, but I know it was kind. I know it made the world feel smaller and the nights feel fine. If love ever leaves a shadow the time can't erase, it's the echo of your arms I can't fully place.
Didn't scream across the table, didn't fight to be heard. We learned how to live politely between every word. I stayed calm and careful. Mine learned how to wait. Two hearts learning different truths at different rates. I kept thinking silence meant peace, that calm was something strong. Didn't know quiet could be the place where love goes wrong. We were quiet hearts breaking slowly, out of sight, out of sound. No one saw the cracks forming as we settled down. By the time I felt the damage, we were already through. Yeah, love didn't fall apart loudly, it just wore us through. We still shared the same old evenings, same routine, same bed. But something in the way you touched me said what wasn't said. I asked if you were happy. You said, yeah, I'm okay. But okay don't sound like love when love is slipping away. I would have fought if I'd known what that calm would cost. But you don't battle endings that already feel lost. We were quiet hearts breaking slowly, in plain view, still standing side by side, but losing me and you. I don't blame the way it happened or the truth it showed. I just wish I'd heard the sound of our quiet hearts letting go. Some endings don't feel like endings till you're standing alone, till the house stops answering back when you say hello. I don't curse the way we faded or the love we knew. I just miss the sound of our hearts before they broke in two. We were quiet hearts breaking slowly, and now I understand. Not every loss needs an explosion, just time and an open hand. If love ever leaves a warning before it's finally gone, listen closely to the quiet when hearts break slow and long. the same. Light through the cracked blinds, but I wake up reaching backward, like time still owes me mine. Your name sits on my coffee cup from some old careless day. I drink it down and wonder why it never fades away. I tell myself I'm moving on, that I've learned to let it pass, but my heart keeps taking shallow breaths, still breathing in the past. I'm still breathing in the past, like it's all I know. Every step forward feels borrowed from a long ago. I don't live there every minute, I don't wear it like a mask, but love still fills my lungs sometimes. Still breathing in the past. I've packed away the photographs, left the records on the shelf, but memory doesn't need permission. It just helps itself. I hear you in the quiet hum of traffic late at night, like the world is softly asking me if I'm really alright. I don't chase the ghost of us, or wish for what can't last. I just find myself catching my breath, still breathing in the past. I'm still breathing in the past, not from pain or regret, just the way love leaves a trace you don't forget. I've learned how to stand upright, I've learned how to move on fast, but some nights I still feel you near, still breathing in the past. Maybe healing isn't erasing or pretending it's gone. Maybe it's learning to live with what your heart held on to for so long. I don't need another ending or a reason to ask. I just need to exhale slowly, let go of the past. I'm still breathing in the past, but I'm facing ahead, learning how to live with memory instead of being led. If love ever asked me who I was before I learned to last, I'll say I loved you honestly, still breathing in the past. Morning comes in through the curtains like it doesn't know my name. The night left its weight on the pillow and the silence stayed the same. I sit with a cup that's gone cold, watching dust turn into gold in the early light of the window where the truth still feels untold. I thought tears belonged to darkness, to the hours before dawn. Didn't know they could feel this honest when the night is gone. I'm still crying in soft light when the world wakes up slow. Not the kind that breaks you open, just the kind you don't outgrow. I'm not falling apart anymore, I'm just letting it be. Yeah, I'm still crying in soft light over what you meant to me. Your shadow doesn't scare me now, it just walks beside my day, like a memory learning patience, like a feeling learning grace. I don't hide from what I'm feeling, I don't rush the truth away. Some love needs a quiet morning to finally say, I've learned pain doesn't need the dark to show its face. Sometimes it just needs stillness and space. I'm still crying in soft light, but I'm standing tall, not asking for forgiveness or answers at all. I let the tears come naturally, like they always do. Not because I'm broken still, but because I loved you. Some endings don't ask for closure, they just ask to be felt, to sit with the truth of loving someone and learning how to let it melt. I don't curse the way it ended or the years that slipped by, I just honor what was real in the way I cried. I'm still crying in soft light, but I don't hide my face. There's a strength in letting sadness have its place. If love ever leaves a mark that time won't erase, it's written in the quiet healing of crying in soft light. Kept the lights down low at night, like we were guarding something rare. Your face looked softer in the shadow, like love felt safer there.
We talked in half-made promises, afraid to speak too loud. Didn't know how delicate it was till the flame burned out. I thought love would last on feeling, thought warmth was enough to stay. Didn't know it needed more than hope to keep the dark away. The candle died too soon, before the room got cold. We still had time, we still had dreams, or so I was told. I felt the light go missing before I felt the pain. Yeah, love didn't end in darkness, it just couldn't sustain. Your hand still found mine in the quiet, like it remembered the way. But something in your touch felt borrowed, like it couldn't stay. We kept pretending not to notice how thin the glow had grown. Some love is lost to gentleness before it's ever known. If I'd known the fire was fading, I would have pulled you close. But you don't guard what feels eternal till it's almost gone. The candle died too soon, and I was standing still, trying to warm my hands with memory against my will. I don't blame the night for coming, or the love we outgrew. I just wish we'd had more time before the candle blew. Some endings don't feel final, they just lose their glow. You don't notice when the room gets dark until you're alone. I don't curse the way it faded or the way it fell apart. I just miss the quiet light it left inside my heart. The candle died too soon, but it burned honest and true. Not every love is measured by how long it stays with you. If love ever leaves a lesson, this is mine to hold. Protect the flame while it's still warm, before the light gets old. talking like you always did. Same story, same old tone, but something underneath the rhythm said you weren't fully home. Your voice felt thinner in the moment, like it was losing ground. I listened harder than I ever had. That's when I heard the sound. Not the words you were choosing, not the things you'd say, just a space between the sentences where love slipped away. It was the day I heard you fade, right in front of me. Not a goodbye, not a confession, just less honesty. Your voice still carried my name, but it didn't feel the same. Yeah, I lost you in the quiet truth the day I heard you fade. We sat across the table talking like nothing had changed at all, but your eyes kept drifting somewhere past the kitchen wall. I asked if you were feeling alright. You said you were just tired again, but tired don't sound like that when love's reaching its end. I didn't know how to stop it, didn't know what to say. You don't fight a moment that fades away. It was the day I heard you fade, before you ever left, before the nights grew quiet, before the empty stairs. You were still standing beside me, still calling me your own, but love was already loosening the sound of your tone. Some endings don't come with leaving, they come with a voice that changes. When warmth turns careful and distant, when love rearranges. I don't blame you for the silence or the truth it gave. I just wish I'd known what it meant the day I heard you fade. It was the day I heard you fade that my heart understood. Not every love ends dramatically, some just lose their pulse. If love ever leaves a warning before it walks away, it's hidden in the moment when you hear someone fade. We were standing in the kitchen, barefoot on the tile. You were talking with your hands again, laughing like a child. Nothing felt uncertain, Nothing felt rehearsed. We weren't trying to be anything, we just were. No weight behind the moments, no fear of what comes next. Just two hearts fully present, without a safety net. That was the last time we felt real, before the doubts moved in, before love learned to second guess what it had been. I didn't know I was memorizing every detail you revealed. I just thought we were living life the last time we felt real. We talked about the future loosely, like it wasn't something to fear. You said whatever happens next, I'm glad you're here. I held on to that sentence, like it might explain how something so honest could later change. I thought real meant permanent, thought truth was enough. Didn't know how fragile it was, just being us. That was the last time we felt real. No shadows in the room, no distance hiding in our words, no quiet doom. I would have stayed inside that moment if I'd known how it would feel to look back and call it later the last time we felt real. Some love doesn't break from lying, it breaks from losing now, from living too far ahead of itself and forgetting how. I don't curse the nights that follow, or the way things went. I just miss the simplicity of being present. That was the last time we felt real, and I carry it with care, not as pain or regret, just proof we were there. If love ever asked me what I lost and what I still hold dear, I'll say we were honest once, and that was real. Never shattered into pieces, never screamed or slammed the door. We just stopped leaning toward each other, like we didn't feel it anymore. Your hand stayed resting in my palm, but it wasn't holding tight. I felt the truth before I named it, in the stillness of the night. I thought love would end in thunder, or tears we couldn't hide. Didn't know it could dissolve so gently, right before my eyes. We fell in the softest way, like leaves letting go
just drifting slow. By the time I felt the distance, we were already through. Yeah, we didn't fall apart loudly, we just fell out of tune. We talked about tomorrow calmly, like it was still in reach. But every dream felt lighter, like it didn't want to stay with me. You smiled when I reached for you, but it didn't linger long. Love was learning how to leave us without proving us wrong. I don't blame us for the ending or the way we changed. I just miss the way forever felt before it slipped away. We fell in the softest way, without even a sign. No one moment I could point to, just a slow unwind. I'd survive 1,000 broken nights if I knew what to do. But love that fades this quietly leaves you confused. Some love doesn't need a reason, it just runs out of breath. It lives too long in hesitation, till it meets its death. I would have fought if I'd known what I was losing then. But softness hides the ending till it's gone. We fell in the softest way, and I still feel the truth. Not the pain of losing everything, just losing me and you. If love ever asks forgiveness for the way it goes, it's in the quiet kind of falling that nobody knows. Learned how to move through the daylight, say all the right things, stand my ground. But every now and then the night reminds me of what never fully settled down. I packed away the moments gently, like they wouldn't ask for more. But some memories don't need permission, they find you at the door. it would smooth the rest. But time can't touch the quiet places where the heart won't forget. This is what my heart couldn't forget. Not the pain, not the end, just the way love felt honest before it bent. I can live with how it ended, I can carry the truth I get, but there's a part of loving you my heart couldn't forget. I remember the sound of your breathing when the world finally slowed. The way you'd hold on to the moment like you didn't want to let it go. Those weren't promises or plans, just something real and true. And that's the hardest thing to lose, when you lose you. I don't reach back for what we were, or wish for one more chance. I just feel the weight of something real that couldn't pass. This is what my heart couldn't forget. Not the nights I broke into, just the quiet reassurance I felt with you. I made peace with letting go, with a life I didn't get, but loving you left fingerprints my heart couldn't forget. Some love doesn't stay forever, but it stays enough to change the way you see the world and what you call love. I don't need to relive it or ask why it went wrong. I just carry the echo of something right that made me strong. This is what my heart couldn't forget, and I don't ask it to. It reminds me I was capable of loving something true. If love ever leaves a measure of who we used to be, it lives in the quiet part of me my heart couldn't forget. Used to fill the room with meaning, every word had somewhere to land. Now I hear myself talking like I'm speaking to my hands. Your laughter used to answer me before I finished a line. Now every sound just circles back like it's running out of time. I didn't notice the moment when presence slipped away. I just felt the room grow larger every time you'd say my name. It was when love turned to echoes that I felt us disappear. Not the pain of losing you, just losing you right here. Every word comes back unanswered, every promise feels alone. Yeah, love didn't leave the building, it just stopped coming home.
talked about the weather, still asked how days had been, but nothing landed where it used to. Nothing got back in. Your eyes stayed kind of distant, like they were looking past. I kept reaching for the present, but it sounded like the past. If love had made a sound when it was ready to go, I would have heard the silence coming before the echo. It was when love turned to echoes that I knew we were done. Not with shouting or regret, just words outrunning us. I don't blame the space between us or the time it stole. I just miss when every word I said still touched your soul. Some love doesn't break the silence, it becomes it instead. It lives on in the repetition of the things left unsaid. I don't curse the nights that followed or the way things changed. I just miss when love answered back when I called your name. It was when love turned to echoes that I learned the truth. Not every ending walks away, some just lose their use. If love ever fades to quiet before it's truly gone, it's written in the hollow sound when love turns to echoes and moves on. We used to finish each other's sentences like we knew where they'd land. Now every word feels mistimed, like we're missing the band. You laugh a second too early, I'd answer a beat too late. Love felt like it lost the rhythm we used to navigate. I kept blaming the moment, blaming stress and the days. Didn't know hearts could fall out of time in such quiet ways. It was when we slipped out of the sync that I felt us go. Not with fights or slam doors, just a different tempo. I was still dancing to us, you were already through. Yeah, love didn't end the music, we just lost the groove. We still shared the same old spaces, still slept side by side, but something in the timing had quietly died. Your touch arrived a second late, mine reached too soon, like we were trying to save a song that ended too soon. would have slowed down for you or learned a new pace. But you don't know you're out of step till you see it on someone's face. It was when we slipped out of sync that the silence grew, not from anger or regret, just missing me and you. I don't blame the way it happened or the timing we lost. I just wish I'd felt the moment before it was gone. Some love doesn't break from pressure or crumble from fear. It just drifts from the rhythm that once pulled it near. I don't curse the music we made or the time we spent. I just miss when our hearts kept time with the same intent. It was when we slipped out of sync that I learned the truth. Love needs more than feeling, it needs timing too. If I ever love again, I'll listen closer than I did, so I don't lose